rolling. Kevin, I asked you about your Hollywood ambitions and you said things. Well, are you, I mean, are you the guy who's like really comfortable with himself, is cool, is focused and determined but very easygoing? Or are you the intense guy who's really, really mad about making it in Hollywood and can get desperate at times?
No, I'm very...
Do you get desperate as an act of looking for roles?
Not yet, but that is a fear of mine. Because I'm very easygoing in all ways, most people tell me. And I like to take it easy, and I meditate every day and everything. I like to zen out. When I go out and write in restaurants, I like to be there for like hours. Every girlfriend I think I've ever had at a restaurant says, "Why do we stay so long?" And I'm like, "I'm just chilling," you know. But with acting, I take it kind of the same way. I'm very serious about it. It's my life. Everyone I meet almost basically becomes a character in my mind. You know, I want to play everyone. I want to play every kind of role. So there's so many things I need myself. I need to get done in Hollywood, in acting and everything. So there's kind of a desperation to that. Maybe desperation is the wrong word right now. Hunger, such a starvation for it. Like I need it. Like some people need sunlight. I need to act every day. I need to write in my head. I need to write. It's how I express myself. Intense. I love intense roles. So in a way, it's like I'm easygoing, but if I have an incredibly intense role, that's so therapeutic for me. It's how I get out so many things. Like when in Portland, before I moved to Hollywood, I was in this thing called Bright Lights. It was a pilot, and in it, I played an abusive boyfriend. And at the time, all my girlfriend's friends were all like, "Shayna's the one who abuses Kevin," you know, or something like that, because I'm so laid back. But when I was in that role, I was so intense, and I was like throwing characters against lockers that were talking to my girlfriend character, and I was in my girlfriend's face all the time, and I grabbed her lunch and I was breaking carrots in my hand. It was just really very intense, and it was so therapeutic because I'm not. I mean, things get me angry, you know. If I stub my toe, or if mechanical things don't work, I can get enraged. With traffic, I have little patience for traffic sometimes if I'm in a hurry, because in LA, traffic's notoriously bad. You've probably heard that. You experience it now that you've been here. But, so, you know, and I do have an intensity from my Italian side. My mother's Italian. And she's very intense. She's more intense than me on the surface.
See.
So, so I love intense roles. That's one of the things of acting. You get to do everything. You get to be more passionate than maybe you can't be in your personal life at the time. You could be, if you're angry about things, or even if you're not, maybe it's stuff from your past, you could be so intense and yell where you don't want to yell in a supermarket in real life. You can be restrained by people in a scene, you know. Many different kinds of things. I mean, so I like the intensity to come out in that way. It's like a faucet for me. So I hope that answered your question.
Of course. And well, also what I meant was aggression in terms of going out and trying to get your roles.
Uh-huh.
How does it work in Hollywood? I mean, do you...
You mean the aggression levels?
Like
or?
Networking, making people happy, getting those relationships in place.
How aggressive am I at that, you're asking?
Yeah. Do you
I
think it's necessary, and how do you do it?
You know, I should be more aggressive. I might, you never know. You never say shoulda, coulda, woulda, but maybe I should have been more aggressive before now even. And maybe I should be in the future, because I'm so laid back. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people, because it is about networking. No matter what. No matter how you want to look at it. So I should be more aggressive. I mean, but you don't want to be the guy that's...
Sucking up.
Sucking up. You don't want to be the guy, yes, you don't want to be the guy that... You don't want, when you get it, you don't want that to be the reason you got your victory. You don't want to sleep your way to the top. You don't want to, you know what I mean? You don't want to pay people off or whatever. It's kind of virtually heartbreaking when you're at an audition and you're getting ready in your head for the scene and everything. You're like, okay, I'm going in, okay, I'm ready, or you know, whatever level you're at it. And then when someone comes in and talks to one of the casting directors, hey Billy, what's up? Hey Frank, and they're hugging, and you're like, and they're there for the audition too. It's like, oh, they're friends. Did he just get it or not? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I should maybe a little more aggressive in networking, but I've kind of gotten better at that because I naturally as maybe some actors. I think Robert De Niro was like this, and I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are like this, so I'm sure many. But I'm kind of shy in real life when I first meet someone, and then after I become a friend with them, get more acquainted. Well, I might be a motor mouth. You can't even shut me up. So it's like kind of like when I'm first meeting someone, a casting director, or whatever. It's like, then you're at a party. You don't want to be too. Let's talk about movies. You know what I mean? And, well, I can do this. And stuff. You want to just kind of talk to them naturally. And they're like, well, I hope I made some kind of impression, or what, they like my look, or they heard something in me. Because you can't just. I guess you could. Maybe that's people who get in quicker. But you can't just break into 5 characters right there. Without asking.
Right. And so what you're saying is probably the fact that your innate personality is something that you feel is your USP, and that's part of your look, that's part of your personality as an actor as well, and you can't break that from you and just become desperate or aggressive for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. You're also a writer, Kevin? Are you more a writer? Are you more an actor?
That's a good question. Since I'm not auditioning every single day, sometimes you get 3 auditions a week, sometimes you get 1 a week. If I had a theatrical agent as well, I'd probably have a little more, or a lot more. But I'm writing all the time in my head, so I guess by default, by definition, you'd say I'm technically, at the very least right now, more of a writer. But in my head, it's like I'm always a character. Like, say I'm walking out to the car, I might be in my head. I'm not like acting all, necessarily like it, but I might be a knight in my head, and I'm walking to, instead of a car, it's my steed hooked up to a wagon, and instead of driving to the bank, I'm riding to the bank or something like that. It's not a bank, it's a village in my head, but I'm not going someone out loud. So in that way, I'm always acting as well, often acting. So, but technically writing a little bit more maybe. Might be kind of close in that. You count that as acting in your head. It's kind of like I've always been acting in my head as well. So, but then also I'm writing when I'm doing that. So
you're both.
Yeah.
Kind of inseparable.
Yeah, it's very symbiotic. Yeah.
So do you spend nights just coming up with a eureka moment writing screenplay?
Yeah, many nights. As like maybe every writer does this, where like before they fall asleep, all of a sudden they get all these ideas flooding, and they're like, "Well, I'm in bed. I got my blankets just right, the pillow under my feet. I'm very comfortable. I have to get up and write this idea because you might forget it." And a lot of times you have a dream, and you dream a scene, and it's so vivid and real, so that you want to write it in the morning, and you got to be really diligent to do that, and not be like, "I'll remember it later." That wasn't the greatest scene. It wasn't integral probably, but you really have to stay on it and write every scene. Like, it's really pretty much true what a lot of writers who are successful say, that when you go to meet them at workshops, I think almost every single one says you must write every day. So, yeah.
More questions coming after the break.
Okay.